The outsiders don't not celebrate him, because that celebration of an artist is oxygen for him. He will die if you do not celebrate him. And knowing that he has so much to give, he may not be the most beautiful man, he may not have the most baritone voice, he may not have, the most articulate way of speaking, but there's the magic that he puts together in different elements of himself. Is an artist. He may not be from a Western country, he may be vernacular, he may have, from a small town. But let's just be generous as from one artist to another and learn to appreciate individuality. Everyone doesn't have to be like us or against us. There seem to be so many camps, and if you're not part of a camp, then you are just like you're not. Even if you're in the middle of the room, you're ignored. Just ignore it as if it doesn't exist. But it kills individuality, and it will kill a good artist has a mind of his own. The media can't tell the artist what he should be doing next, or a filmmaker what they should be doing next, and this is wrong. You should be able. He was off in a way that he was intense about his work. People who work closely with him will tell you he was a brilliant actor, so compassionate. He did have such thoughts that he wanted to articulate, and you just give him some time, and he would just come a different way to explain himself. But you need to give a person time, an individual time. In the case of Dhoni, I remember nobody gave him credit. They kept saying, "अरे मगर ये तो धोनी है यार, अरे पिक्चर धोनी की वजह से चली." ठीक है, धोनी है, धोनी की वजह से भी चली है, मगर हमारे फिल्म इंडस्ट्री वाले हमारे एक्टर को तो क्रेडिट दे सकते हैं. अब ये सोच के ये बोलोगे कि यार मगर वो फिल्म धोनी की वजह से चली, सुशांत की वजह से नहीं चली. ये बात चल रही थी इंडस्ट्री में. It's just, why would you do that? कोई और एक्टर होता तो मतलब उस एक्टर को क्रिकेट खिलाना शुरू कर देते और धोनी को घर बिठवा देते. हमारे इंडस्ट्री वाले कर सकते हैं ऐसा कि अगर just go after someone and they want to lift you up, so he didn't get that kind of support, and maybe it is just foolish of us and him to expect that the industry will, or it just happens on its own. It doesn't happen on its own. It's a generated
embrace
program. It's a full on, the media, the social media, and then there's so many other layers to layers, and they all are made to work in a way to give you that certificate. Oh, you arrived. You may have arrived. It's like being in a movie premiere, and picture theater में भी लगी है, movie premiere में भी लगी है, मगर और stage पे picture खत्म हो गई और कोई तालियां नहीं मार रहा, और मेरा actor बोल रहा है यार ये अच्छी नहीं लगी, तालियां नहीं मार रहे. ऐसे बहुत छोड़ना इनको, बाहर सब थिएटर में तालियां बज रही. ऐसे मतलब यहाँ पे तालियां नहीं बज रही, ऐसे यहाँ नहीं बज रही, कोई बात नहीं, बाहर थिएटर में बज रही है सब जगह. अच्छा, मैनिफेस्टेशन नहीं हो रहा उस क्रेडिट का, वो बहुत चूस जाता है आदमी अंदर से. कैन यू इमेजिन यार, आप एक फूल को धूप नहीं दोगे तो क्या होगा उसका?
It's
as a film producer, I've launched many newcomers, but I've not had I can make the film, I can put my heart into it, I can put you on that screen, and I can make sure that the audience has loved it. But I can't get you that validation certificate that the media has to celebrate you, or that magazine cover will get for you, because I'm not that producer. So I was lacking in that department for some actors who say, "Yeah, boss, you delivered me, but how will I get that?" And that comes from certain other areas, and that's really unfortunate that he has to keep seeking for it. And I used to tell him, "Boss, wahan pe koi nahi hai. You're already a star. Do not expect other people to validate that for you. The day they do it, that is good for them. You have to know who you are, and you are a star." And he would buy into it. But I've seen all of them. They look for that validation, and validation comes from recognition. And our award ceremonies, which are so trash, they're just terrible. And then we've got social media that is just madness. And above everything else, you've got management who's there to only look at you as a commodity and sell you. Chak, chak, chak. They don't even look at you कि यार अच्छा ये किस किस्म का आर्टिस्ट है, क्या टेम्परामेंट है उस आर्टिस्ट का, इसके लिए क्या सही रहेगा, इसके लिए you have to custom make profiles, how he should be managed, how he should be sold, how he should be marketed. It requires very gentle caring. you're going to make crores of rupees off him. At least pay attention and, bespoke a package, that maintains him spiritually, maintains his mind so he can give you better things. There's irresponsibility on these parts. I know that he's changed many managers, but he was fragile. He had become fragile. And what happens is that, see, Sushant was extremely brilliant. He was brilliant. He was a topper in engineering. He was into astrophysics and quantum physics, and he was just out there. There was something there that was just genius. But because we couldn't stereotype it, or we couldn't put it into the container that we can understand, we start to say, oh, he's off. He is off. He's just off your radar. So, instead of bringing him down to your game, just spend some thing. And also, if you're not like us, then you can't be with us, Is there is that feeling. There is that feeling for actors. See, किसी को कहीं और से लेके आते हैं क्योंकि उसमें genuine talent है और वो जान देने को तैयार है, मगर वो फिट नहीं होता आपके इसमें, तो वो नहीं बिठाते हैं और हमेशा उसको like he could be the best guy for a part, but it's like ignoring the elephant in the room. It doesn't exist. Uska mind bhi, I'm not saying that Sushant is flawless. He was a complicated guy, he's so over smart and intellectually so highly stimulated. But that's when the management comes in. Isko, ab le rahe ho 15% jo bhi aap lete ho inse, the moment they're there, boss, let's sell him. Take care of him at least.